Hey everybody, it's Geoff. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to a surprise video. I don't normally do these, but I had a chance to go hands-on with the Apple Vision Pro, and I know there's a lot of curiosity out there about it, so thought I'd share my first impressions. Don't worry, this is not becoming a tech channel. This is kind of a one-off special video, but as I said, a lot of interest in Apple Vision Pro. I got to experience it for about 30 minutes. In a demo, and I'm going to kind of walk you through some of my impressions of it. I don't have a lot of comments on things like the battery life and long-term usage because it was kind of a limited time I got to check it out. But still, I have a lot to share about the overall experience. And yes, I did get to play a game. I'll get to that in a minute and talk about sort of the gaming functionality. But this obviously is Apple's first spatial computing device, as they call it, using the Vision OS system. And for people that have followed sort of the AR and VR world, obviously a lot of curiosity about what Apple's going to do now that they sort of step into this realm. And it really is about, bringing VR, AR together. I think as you'll hear about when I talk about it, the mixed reality aspect of it really is, I think, a focus for Apple. So when you first put on the device, the thing that instantly grabbed me was just how well it captures the physical world and brings it into the digital headset. Their micro OLED in the displays, 23 million pixels with HDR, and it streams images to your eyes every 12 milliseconds, which I think effectively translates into over 80 frames per second. I don't know exactly what it is. Apple said the refresh rates on the headset go up to 100 hertz. So it really captures the environment and brings it to you in a real photoreal way. And I can't just tell you how incredible that is when someone is sitting next to you and talking to you when you have the headset on. It's capturing them on video and sending that video to your eyes, but it feels real. It feels like that person is really there. There's no screen door effect. There's no lag. HDR really makes it feel super real. So that was the initial thing that just really grabbed me. It's like, whoa, it looks like I'm really looking at the environment. I'm not looking at a video feed of the environment. And then that in itself grabs you. But then when you start to put digital elements into the environment, that's really where the true Apple magic happens. It starts when you hit the digital crown and a big kind of cursive hello sort of shows up in your environment. And with this device, there are no controllers, there are no pucks, there nothing there. It really just uses your hands. And as you've probably seen, a lot of the videos that content creators have been posting, it's all about the pinch, right? And you basically reach out into the environment with your hands. It tracks your hands, and you reach out and you pinch to sort of click something. And how you navigate around is you don't have to move your hand around. You actually are able to use your eyes, and there are cameras that track your eyes in the headset, so you can look at an icon, and then when you look at it, you basically reach up and touch it and click it, and that's how you navigate in the environment. So again, really seamless, works great. You go to an icon, you click photos, you get to do that, and then when you're in photos, you can grab both hands and zoom in and zoom out and resize the window. So effectively, you can bring this digital content into the physical world, and that presents a lot of possibilities, even for gaming. Things like being able to have kind of a big screen of a game that you're playing, and Apple showed that with Bluetooth. You can have a PlayStation DualSense or an Xbox controller playing an iOS game in that environment. Same thing with movies. I got to see the Super Mario Brothers movie in 3D, which really has a cool 3D effect because you have the two eyes. And you can do that in your environment. Of course, you can also have what Apple calls environments that virtual environments that you can have, and you turn the digital crown. You can actually kind of make the real world disappear and immerse yourself in environments. Like I was in Maui at one point. In the Disney Plus app, you can actually be sort of on Tatooine as you're watching Star Wars and sort of other fully immersive environments. But a cool thing that happens is if someone comes up to you as you're in one of these environments and starts talking to you, that person actually fades into the environment. It's kind of like fog of war being revealed in a strategy game or something. And this person gets revealed when they start talking, and then when they stop talking, they fade out. Same thing with your hands. If you reach out with your hands, it basically keys in your hands into the environment, so you still get to have a sense of place with that, which is really cool. Now, you're probably wondering how Apple Vision Pro is at rendering real-time 3D. And there were a couple demos that demonstrated that. There was something called Encounter Dinosaur, which showed a dinosaur that would sort of break out of this environment and kind of be into your room. And of course, that's, real-time 3D, not sort of fully interactive, but definitely was real-time 3D. And there was also a program called Space, which basically takes real-time 3D geometry and brings it into the environment. There was an F1 race car that I got to sort of place on the floor in front of me, and you could interact with that in terms of kind of reaching out, grabbing a wheel, taking it apart, running some wind through the environment and seeing how that sort of plays with the car. Now, yes, I did get to play a game, Super Fruit Ninja, from the guys at Half Brick down in Australia. And this is a mixed reality version of Super Fruit Ninja, sort of pass through, where you've got video and you have these 3D effects effectively coming into your real environment. You load it up, and as the game is loading, there's this little pig that's running around on the floor, and you can grab a strawberry and throw a strawberry at the pig, and the pig will go over and have the strawberry. And then when you get into the actual fruit slicing, what's interesting is you don't have blades in this version. You use your hands, and they sort of shoot out of these sort of bamboo shoots, and a watermelon will come up, and you use your hand to sort of slice the fruit in the environment. So it was an early version, not the release version of it, but it was cool to see, real-time 3D interactivity in the environment with that one. I'm sure you have questions about, how does it do rendering full-scale real-time 3D environments, true VR experiences. I don't know if we're going to get Half-Life Alyx or something on this device. It feels to me, at least initially, the focus will be more on mixed reality. I think that's an area where this device really does, excel, is with the idea of kind of blending the physical and digital world. So I'm very curious to see which games get adapted to mixed reality, what new experiences come out. And I've actually had a lot of fun with a lot of mixed reality games. There's this game on MetaQuest 3 called BAM from iLlusion in Belgium, which I had a lot of fun with, sort of playing with over the holidays. So I think it's kind of a new space for gaming, and I'm really curious what happens with that and with gaming. So Super Fruit Ninja, I think, is going to be out at launch, and then What the Golf, and I'm sure there will be other games that come out over time. Now, as I mentioned before, I only got to try it for about 30 minutes, so I don't know about the battery life. There is a separate battery pack that you always have, and Apple has said the battery life is between 2 and 2.5 hours with that battery pack. I'll have to test that in a real-world environment when I get my pre-order in a couple of weeks. People have also asked about the weight of it. Hard to say because I only got to try it, as I said, for a limited amount of time. It is a little bit front heavy in a way, in that, a lot of the weight is in the front versus kind of in the back or anything like that. It's really just a strap in the back. So I'm curious how that will play out when you wear it for prolonged lengths of time. And just like anything in VR, I think your mileage will vary based on sort of, what you're comfortable with and how long you can wear it. Obviously, the opportunity here is that this technology that you see is going to get size and cost reduced over time. Now, we do have to talk about the elephant in the room, the real elephant, not the virtual one, which is the price of Apple Vision Pro. It is $3,499 to start for the 256 gigabyte version. So obviously not a mass consumer price point. And I don't think Apple is trying to suggest it is. This is for early adopters. It's for developers that are trying to think about how they might be able to use it in the future. Over time, of course, it'll be both size and cost reduced as Apple iterates on it. And that's why I look at this more as kind of a prototype of the future that some people will get to kind of experience and hopefully be inspired by about where things are going to go. And when I look at it through that lens of, how is this going to change the way we interact with gaming and entertainment in the future? I think of the mixed reality aspects of, like, imagine playing a really awesome high-end console game, on your TV, but then having, augmented interface elements kind of around, or you can, look to the right and there's your inventory and you can pick it. And I think that's actually an opportunity of how it can complement our existing experiences versus replace them. And that's something when VR first started with Oculus many years ago, there were a lot of debates about, just going to completely replace gaming and no one's ever going to want to play a flat screen game again. Of course, that wasn't the case, but I do think some of these technologies will really be interesting about how they can kind of augment existing experiences. So those are my first impressions of Apple Vision Pro. I did get my pre-order in, so I will be able to tell you more about what the experiences are like for games and entertainment as I get deeper into it, and look forward to telling you more about that. I am now back to Summer Game Fest planning, but hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you guys again soon.